1 or 2 or 3, whichever one of the 3 accounts where I need to push the money. So then I follow the prompts. I say 1.
Okay.
And then it will ask me the amount I want to push. Then I will say maybe 100,000. And then it will request me for my PIN, and the money will be into my account. And immediately after, I should get an alert from that very account on my phone to show that I did a push transaction. I sent 100,000 from my mobile money line into my bank account, the stated one that I picked. So in most cases, you do not have to input the data. Actually, the whole reason why we decided to ensure that we bring in these accounts is to ensure that you don't make mistakes.
Okay.
Because imagine you credited your money to me. Immediately I get the alert. If I had no money anyway, I would use it.
Yes.
And by the time you get to a call center or use a phone to call the bank, I made a mistake. So then we put a hold on that account until the money is reversed. Somebody has already used the money.
Exactly.
So how does the bank support you? To ensure that these accounts come on display. When you start, because you're using a phone number that is already registered with the bank, it will display, and then you follow the prompts.
Okay, now, Immaculate. Now, supposedly, I don't have my line. Am I able to use someone's phone?
No.
The process can't go through.
Sorry?
The process can't go through.
It can't go through. You have to be registered on Cente Mobile in order, and the line that you registered, all that is in a bid to protect your funds and to protect somebody who can make a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now that protects me, the owner of the account.
Exactly.
Oh, now, if I lose my phone, now that my details are all there, everything, and supposedly someone uses my phone to actually do the same process or want to withdraw something of the sort, how can I protect my data?
You know, it could be possible that this money can be withdrawn. What you need to do immediately, the bank requests all our customers that immediately you lose your phone or you lose your card, you know, the Visa card that we give you, the one you use to remove money at the ATM and at the agent point or pay goods online. Immediately it comes to your knowledge that my phone is missing, my Visa card is missing. Contact the bank. Contact the bank, call us on our toll-free lines, send us an email at info@centenarybank.co.ug. We'll be able to block the account there and then.
Okay.
Or cancel the card there and then, so that this fraudster does not
Doesn't take
advantage, get into your account and withdraw the money. Imagine if, I'm just giving you an example, imagine if you lost your card because the number that needs them to buy goods online is on top of the card. The one that gives them the control, the final control, which is the keys, the CVV number, which is behind the card. Somebody will go on Jumia, they will go on Amazon and have a field day.
True.
They will buy everything and anything until the account is closed. So first things, you can get into a branch near you and tell them at customer service, I've lost my phone, I've lost my ATM card, or I've lost my Visa card. What they will do immediately is ensure that they put a hold on your account and no money can leave. So even if the fraudster tried, they have no access. They have a card that has been disabled.
Okay.
So they cannot steal from you. Even if they stole your phone and sadly your PIN is somewhere where a fraudster can recognize it and go through, maybe you have an app and input it to be able to steal from you. Still, in the event that you have reported to the bank, your account will be closed or blocked for that particular moment until the issue is resolved.
Okay.
Where you can change. However, we also call upon you, our customers, do not hold one PIN for a whole year. Keep on changing your PINs because you never know. Yes.
I didn't know that, by the way.
Now you can self-change your PIN. Say if you can give you a prompt and you keep on changing your PINs. Don't hold one PIN because you never know who knows. And this is your private number. The responsibility of keeping your finances is firstly with you, our customers. It is your hard-earned money. You struggle, you hustle to ensure that you make this money. Please use the same effort to ensure you keep it. Do not share personal details. Centenary Bank will never call you to request you for your PIN. It will never call you to request that we are going to update your details on the phone.
Okay.
And then they ask you, we are calling you from Centenary Bank. Please share your PIN. We are updating your records. If you do not, we are going to close your account. Centenary Bank will not do that. So immediately you get such a call, please stop responding. Tell them that you're fraudsters. Switch off your phone. Block the number.
Okay.
Then get in touch with the bank.
Okay.
That somebody has called me. I don't know how safe my money is, but for now, put a hold so that no money leaves my account. You can use the phone to contact us. You can send us an email. Or better still, you can even walk into a branch near you and ensure that your funds are protected.
Okay, Immaculate, now my phone is stolen, everything is being taken, there's a nearby branch, I enter. What are some of the requirements that I am requested to verify that those accounts are mine? Because banks are very strict, and at times even requirements might not be available at that minute, but you want your accounts to actually be held off so that thieves or thugs cannot take advantage of your money. Great.
If you're, for example, sitting in front of a customer service consultant in the bank, there is information, there's something in banking we call KYC, which is Know Your Customer. This information is picked up from you at the onset when you're opening the account. Things like your date of birth, things like your mother's name, things like your father's name. So the consultant, in order to verify that they are actually speaking to you, the account owner, may ask you some of the details in the KYC you are provided. If indeed it is you, you surely know your date of birth. For example, I was born on the 27th of May. I will say that I was. You will ask me, what's your date of birth? I will say 27th May. And you will see that it checks. Surely a fraudster who only stole your phone and stole your Visa card will not know that detail. What is the name of your mother? My mother is called Geraldine. So I will say my mother is Geraldine and her second name. And you'll see the customer service consultant will now be on your data page and confirming. And they'll ask you, where were you born? For example, I was born in Entebbe. So I will state that I was born in Entebbe. And if those 3 or 4 fields are checking out, it is indeed you. And your picture is also attached. So in the event that you're standing still or sitting in front of a service customer, consultant, they're able to see that there is a relationship between your phone. There's a relationship between the picture and the person who is standing before them. So then immediately they'll block the account. They'll block the account and get the other details later. Firstly, to ensure that they protect your funds, because that's a first line way of protecting your funds. You come in, they ask 2-3 questions. The questions seem to be checking out. We will block your account.
Okay.
Then cancel your card if the card is the one that is lost, or block you off Cente Mobile. When we are sure that all is clear, we can issue a new Visa card, and then you ensure that you also get a new password for your mobile banking or agent banking.
At that minute?
Sorry?
At that minute or after some time?
You can even get a new password at that minute, because it presupposes if the old password was somewhere in the phone, then it is disabled. So it can't, the customer, even if the fraudster tries, it is disabled, they can't use it. You can get a new password.
Because it was going to be my next question of now unblocking my account, because I know blocking might be a little bit easy, but unblocking can take century, can take ages, also requirements, what you need to do, and in most cases this is the time when you're frustrated and probably you need money to work on certain things, and your account can be easily unblocked just like that.
But it will be unblocked because imagine you're the same person who provided that information. So you come in and you fill in a form, a short form you request. Of course, you at that particular point, you'll have a police letter that states that you have reported to police also that these
So it's
particular,
needed.
yes, it's needed, that these particular details have been stolen. So you bring in the form, we attach it to your detail, you fill in the form, and you get a new Visa card.
Okay.
So the other one ceases to be part of your documents that can be used anywhere in the world to access any of your money. You input a new password. You're supported to input a new password into your for your Cente mobile. Then the old password ceases to be able to help even the fraudster. In that way, you're helping the bank to be able to protect your funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Immaculate, let's go back to school fees.
Yes.
Apparently, we know parents are struggling
Yes.
with money. Let's look at the opportunities or when banks are giving back to their customers. Let's look at the loans. How best can a parent acquire a loan for school fees for their children?
How best can a parent acquire a loan? You take your bank slip to the branch near you. Of course, at that point, we assume you're a Centenary Bank customer. And then you'll be asked questions. How do you intend to pay this money? This money can be paid in 3 months. School fees loans are normally for 3 months. So you get into a branch, speak to a loan officer, show them the need that is required, that this is how much I need. You go through the details. That this is what you're going to pay back. And if the bank indeed finds that you have the ability to pay back this money within the stipulated 3 months, within 24 hours, you'll have the school fees and you can deposit it on the school fees account.
Wow.
What do? We call upon our customers and potential customers, open up accounts with us, build a relationship with banks so that they support you in times like this. However, if you're still an already existing Centenary Bank customer and you're registered on the Cente mobile platform, that is the platform that we use to transact on the phone, you can still dial *211#, go to Cente mobile loan. You can request the system to tell you how much you're eligible for.
Okay.
Eligible is, how do we gauge eligibility? It is how your account transacts, how many deposits and withdrawals that you put in, which shows how much the bank can lend you instantly.
Okay.
For example, if you've been a good depositor, you withdraw, you're always making transactions, you have a higher credit rating. Okay. When you have a higher credit rating, it will give you, for example, that you can borrow 1.5 million. So it requests you, do you want to proceed and borrow it? You still input your PIN, and in the space of 1 or 2 minutes, you're able to borrow that money.
Wow.
And then go to the school, use the same system to go and pay the school fees, because at that point you've borrowed money and it's in your account. This money can also be paid in the space of 3 months school fees. So you borrow a short loan to sort you out. When you have a cash shortfall, pay the school fees, and every month at a stipulated date, the money will be deducted off your account. So you just have to ensure that at the agreed date, that money is on the account. So for example, if you have borrowed maybe 1.5 million and you probably take back about 550 every month for 3 months, that is interest. I've also included the interest. So at that particular day of every month, it will deduct, the system will deduct the money that you are meant to pay back automatically. Okay. But what the beauty is, your child would have gone back to school trouble-free. So how much money can one borrow on mobile banking? Between 5,000 to 5 million shillings in the comfort of your office, in the comfort of your phone. You only need a relationship with the bank by opening an account, firstly. Secondly, you must be registered on the Cente mobile platform to ensure that you can use your phone to transact with your bank. Then you can use the very same phone to borrow money, pay school fees, pay all manner of things, even pay vendors, pay your car, pay all the pay yakap, umeme, all the bills, national water, you can borrow. But here in this season, we are actually talking about borrowing for school fees. It is important that these students do not stay home longer than they should when you have an existing relationship with your bank. We are here to support you. We are here to work with you to ensure that our students, our children go to school and go to school on time.
Well, Immaculate, let us know about the requirements. We need to know requirements of an eligible person who is eligible for the loan, for the school fees loan, because you haven't taken us through that. What are some of the key things that this person should actually be having?
Okay. One, the most important thing is they must be a Centenary Bank customer.
Okay.
So they must have a bank account with us. Secondly, the bank needs to know it's not enough to be a Centenary Bank customer, but you should also, to avoid distress, you should have the ability to pay back.
Okay.
So we have to look at your sources of income. Is it a job, for example? Do you work for the Catholic TV and you work here? And you can say that this is my letter of employment, this is how much I make. Do you have a business? Which business can be verified? Where are the business records? And if you have a business and the records are there, how much do you put in? That can be seen either through your statements or your day-to-day business records.
Okay.
So the bank can verify those as well. So sources of income, very important, because those will show that you are able to pay. And depending on the money, of course there is money that you can get without collateral, but maybe your collateral being the salary. So that becomes now like a salary loan, but skewed to school fees.
Okay.
Or it can be based on your incomes. For example, you have rentals, you have, but you should be able to prove that these businesses exist. So a loan officer may request you to visit the business premise to see that you actually have stock, to see that you actually have. So those are the requirements. And then finally, you also need a financial card. In Uganda today, in order for you to borrow money, you need a financial card where your credit rating is tracked. They are able to track that, Immaculate is indeed a good payer. The other year, they borrowed some money from this microfinance. Today, they are borrowing from Centenary. The other 5 years ago, they borrowed from Centenary and they paid back. Because it is in our interest to ensure that we give you money that you also can comfortably pay back. But also, most importantly, the money we lend you belongs to other people who deposit it in the bank. So we want to give you money with the comfort that you can ably pay
back.
So the most important ingredient, I would say, outside of having a financial card, a bank account, is the ability to pay.
Okay.
You may not have the ability to pay now, but you have the ability to pay in small amounts over a period of time. And that can only be assessed through your records, your bank records, your maybe letter of employment, which shows that so-and-so is employed by the Catholic TV, she earns $1 million shillings every month, it is paid on this day. Then we know that when your money comes to the bank takes off what it needs to take off to pay that portion of the loan, and then you remain with the balance.
Okay.
So those, in a nutshell, are the requirements.
So Immaculate, let's talk about the financial card.
Yes.
What is it about? Why is it that I don't have one?
Have you ever borrowed?
Not yet. So this is the reason as why I want to know about it. When is it issued? What is it about? And what are its benefits of? What are the benefits of having it?
Okay. A financial card is a requirement by the government of Uganda that anybody who gets into borrowing money is supposed to have it. Why? It tracks how you handle loans, how much you borrow, when you borrow, where you borrow, and how you pay.
Okay.
So what that does is that it supports the financial system. In the event that you come to Centenary Bank, when you have borrowed from 4 or 5 other banks, and you have failed to pay, the moment you come in, we are able to look at, we request for your report from the credit. It's called the credit. That card is got from the Credit Reference Bureau. We request for your report, and if it is clean, it gives you a rating. If your rating is clean, it means you borrowed all that money and you're able to pay. So it gives Centenary Bank the comfort that they're dealing with a legitimate, good customer who borrows and pays back. However, every time you fail to pay, your credit rating also goes down. So if you come to Centenary Bank, they will ask you, give us your financial card. And with that financial card, they're able to tell, is this person able to pay? If you can't pay, then they will deny you the loan. Because it means that if you fail to pay all the other loans, how will you be able to pay these ones?
Okay.
Yeah. So how do you get it? When you go to a financial institution and you want to borrow money for the first time, the loan officers will give you a short form, you fill it, and then you will get your credit. You will get a what? A financial card. They will support you to work with the Credit Reference Bureau in order for them to give you a card. They will take your details, your normal details, and they will create that relationship with you with that Credit Reference Bureau. And wherever you will go in your borrowing life, they will always request you for it. So you guard it like you guard your, for example, maybe your Visa card.
So meaning it works in all
Yes,
banks?
yes. It is just that one card. Even if you got it from Centenary, it doesn't stop you from using it. Get in any other bank because they will ask you for it anyway. They'll ask you, do you have a financial card? Regardless of the fact that you've gone to another financial institution. It's one of the first things because it gives us perspective about how your relationship with loans, your relationship with money. And I think money is a very good depictor of behavior. If you're careless with your money, the card will show us that she borrowed 5 million in this other institution and never paid. Then went ahead and borrowed 2 million from this circle and did not pay. So the people can very easily tell that this person is credible. We can give them a loan, they are bankable, we can bank on them, or they are not. So that is the story of the financial card. But when you start your borrowing a relationship with a financial institution, you will need it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Immaculate, now let's get to know what happens if someone fails to pay their loan, just in case. Because, these things happen, and I've seen people crying foul. They can't be helped in one or another. Expected to pay back their loans, but unfortunately they are not able. What happens? What are the steps that banks take to actually get this money? I don't know how, but what happens if someone, your customer, fails to pay their loan?
The most important thing is banking is a relationship between the customer and the bank, and the financial institution. I'm talking about a relationship. A relationship is two-way. It's a two-way street. Many a times our customers get into a situation, which is normal, like you have said, and they are unable to pay, to meet their financial obligation with the bank. But the point is that customers will hide. They will run away. But your first point, because this is a relationship, it is two-way. We would assume that you would first come to the bank and explain that I was meant to pay so much, but I am struggling, the business is struggling, or whatever it is, come and explain. There is nothing that cannot be discussed. Then we can either reschedule it and say that maybe you've been paying 500,000. If we started paying 200 and we rescheduled the loan, will that help you? Depending on the circumstances that are causing you your failure to pay. So people will, the loan officer will assess, and they will request you, can we reschedule it? Can we reduce the repayment and extend the payment period? So they work with you within your means in order for you to. But the challenge we normally get, customers shy away. They forget that it's a relationship. It takes two. The bank cannot imagine that, this person lost their job and they are job hunting right now. Unless you come and tell us. They cannot imagine that your business is suffering, especially because if when they reviewed your books of accounts, the way you are banking and selling your sales records, the business looked profitable. The bank, they cannot assume unless you come and tell us. So always have a good relationship with the bank. Make them your friends. Inform them that things are going well, things are going badly. Like it's a two-way street. Like you're in a relationship, maybe with your boyfriend or your husband. You exchange. You always tell them, today I'm this, tomorrow I'm like that. So just keep your bank informed, so that together you devise ways of going around it. Because situations like those will always happen. They are natural. But how you go about it is ensure that you keep the bank informed. Don't run away. Don't let them start looking for you. But what happens in the natural situation is customers run away. They do not pay 3-4 installments down the road. The bank starts looking for them. Then it ceases to be a relationship. It's like we are hunting for you to get this information from you. And yet, bad times don't last forever. You know, it could be a patch. It could be a patch of 6 months or 4 months. We can reschedule the loan. We can understand. If you keep this as a relationship, come and inform your loan officer. They will tell you. Even if it gets to the point where they need, for example, if you gave in a property, they need to maybe sell it to be able to recover bank money. Because like I said, that the money we lend you belongs to other customers. So the other customers should not be disadvantaged because of you. They will support you. They will work with you to ensure that they work with the property with whatever security you offered in order to help you pay the bank what? Loan. So my advice to all our customers, in the event that you get into a situation you cannot pay, please ensure that you talk to the bank. They are human beings like you. They are understanding. They will know, and they will exhaust all options before they take any drastic measures. They can reschedule a loan. They can pause a loan until such a time, depending on your relationship and how you come and present the facts of the challenge that you faced as a customer.
Yeah.
Do not struggle on your own.
I know.
Come in, talk to your loan officer. There is that person, your first point of contact, the person who worked with you to give you a loan. Speak to them. Even if they left the bank, there is always a manager, there is always a supervisor that you can talk to and you say, look, I'm a customer. I picked so much money from here. This is my installment. But maybe the company I'm working for is in distress. They are giving us half pay. Is there a way we can reschedule my loan, and instead of paying 500,000, maybe I pay 350 until such a time? There are always ways, so long as you don't stay away and now make the bank hunters, to start now running after you.
And then they cry.
Yes, and then they cry, and then they go on social media and they make the bank look so bad. But you stayed away. We are not magicians. We can't dream of the challenges that you're facing unless you inform us.
Thank you so much, Immaculate, because I was coming to that, but you answered it. Many people cry on social media how their properties have been taken by the bank, sold off, and something like that. But maybe because they failed to come and talk to the bank, tell them what they are going through. Well, as we are making our final remarks of that topic of discussion today, talking about school fees payment and fraud. So I want to give Immaculate just like a minute to give us her last remarks about today's topic of discussion before we actually close.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you again for hosting Centenary Bank today. Our customers out there, both those that are already banking with us, and there's so many millions of customers who would love to join the Cente family as customers. School fees season, you do not have to suffer alone. You do not have to get frustrated because the children are at home and you don't know how they are going to get them to school. Come to us, visit any of our 82 branches. You can even go and consult at agent points to start the loan origination. and come and we'll lend you money to take your children back to school, those who are already registered on Cente Mobile and are customers, and you have a good banking history, you can still borrow using your phone in order to take the children back to school. And as you do all this, please be fraud alert. Fraudsters are everywhere, they are increasing, and every day they come up with new gimmicks. Centenary Bank will never ask you on phone to share your PIN. They'll never ask you for your Visa card details. They'll never ask you for your Cente agent or Cente mobile banking PINs. Please, if anybody calls you and pretends that they need to help you update your banking records, switch off the phone, block the number, and get in touch with the bank. I'd like to thank you again for hosting me, and our viewers, thank you very much for listening to us and viewing this morning.
Well, thank you so much, Immaculate. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And I thank everyone who's been watching. I hope you pick something, one or two, mainly those parents that are taking back their children to school, and then students can as well advise your parents on doing that. I mean, pay using phone, and then also if mommy is struggling, dad is struggling for finances, should take a school fees loan. It's just as easy as Immaculate explained to us. Our special guest has been Miss Immaculate Ngurumi Nabate, and is the Chief Manager, Marketing and Branding, Centenary Bank. Well, we thank her for sparing time for us. Also, next week we shall have this show with more other topics concerning banking, so keep around, and I tell you, please have yourself a very good day. My name is Judy Mirona. It has been Cente Show.